the fouls drawn. 9 of the 11 Hawks fouls tonight.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's 6 for 9 on the line. You can see the double teams. Another nice stat, Mike, he only has 1 turnover. Now, give the Hawks a lot of credit. Once Howard went to the bench, they come up with 6 offensive rebounds, and they have 9 second-chance points. So that's taking advantage of that opportunity. If he's not in the game, you got to bang around and keep things alive in the paint.
See Horford and Jameer Nelson both banged up in the last minute of action are back on the floor. We'll check with Heather in a moment. Check on their bumps and bruises. Horford over Howard. A little spin on it.
Yeah, tough shot, Mike. Very tough shot. But he catches the rim. You know, he had that good spin on there with the glass in the front of the rim.
Howard inside, got position. Try to work around Evans, but Mo Evans is called for this foul. Why don't we check in with Heather and get the injury updates on each bench.
Mike, during that last time out, the Hawks, Al Horford did receive treatment, took ice to the top of his right knee, actually almost up to the quadricep. As you mentioned, he is back out on the floor. And the Magic's Jameer Nelson didn't receive any medical attention. In fact, was quite vocal during the timeout. Both of them good to continue.
All right, Heather, thank you. Howard knocks that one down. He's doing great at the line here. You know, Nelson, Heather said he was vocal. Dwight Howard telling us before the game this morning when we visited with him how vocal he's been. Those two guys are really the voices and the leaders. I know Rashard Lewis has been around. Vince Carter, obviously, a veteran in the league, but those two guys are the voices heard in that locker room.
Well, I like the fact that Nelson is playing at the top of his game because we brought out last year, before the injury, he shot over 50, over 40 in threes, and over 85 on line. He's doing it again right now. So it's nice to see him healthy.
Nice take by Crawford, and Horford having a terrific quarter. So Al Horford, QB, 10 in the quarter, and the Hawks lead by 8.
Mike, he can get that shot anytime because Howard is always going to help out anytime a man beats a guy on the perimeter.
Redick is denied by Horford, and Evans has it for the Hawks.
Now, when you say Horford and Josh Smith, you have 2 guys who block 2 shots a game during the season and now in the playoffs.
Smith, much more renowned shot blocker, 3rd in the league at 2 per.
Oh, bad pass. Bad pass. Good defense by Rashard Lewis.
See if the Magic can get going on this end. Out of the corner, Petrus, splash to 3.
You always know it's coming. You cannot relax. You relax, they get the ball, a 30 to 40 foot pass. They're shooting the 3. They don't care how many guys are back defensively.
3rd 3 of the game for the Magic. 5-point game 2 after the Hawks lost by 43 in game 1. This one's on Nelson. And it'll be free throws coming. Here's what Stan Van Gundy said to the Magic last time out.
If we're going to win, what we've got to do is lock in defensively and on the glass. That's what it's going to take.
Well, Mike, he's upset. On the glass means those offensive rebounds and second chance points, which was 9 in the second quarter. So he's right on the money there. And the big thing is locking in. Stop getting beat off the dribble. You're breaking our defense down. And now Atlanta is not only getting a decent shot in the paint, but they're making that 10 to 12-foot jump shot on the baseline.
I thought you made a great point to us today as we were driving over to the Magic shoot-around this morning. Stan Van Gundy's teams are so well prepared defensively, and the results have shown. This is 3 straight division titles. I know there's a lot of talent. They've invested the money. He does a heck of a job getting this team ready to play.
Well, and then if you don't do what they tell you, they take you out because they're 10 deep. They have enough guys here that they understand. Our goal is to win the championship. Our goal isn't to be in the second round of the playoffs. Consequently, each possession is major. Now, you can see what they did this year at 59 wins. That's the second best record in it. Well, Stan Van Gundy has the 2 best, second and third best records.
That's right.
Not bad, right?
And then 5th down there.
That's right.
Petrus, no contact with John Smith. No call on the contact. Plenty of contact. And Petrus knocks it down. It's a 5-point game. Petrus was stopped. He was waiting for the foul call either way.
Now, now Josh Smith is very upset because he honestly thought should have been up. You know what? You got to jump up. This is the playoffs. You can't be you never can let up. You have to go with the flow. How the game is refereed, you've got to adjust.
And you can't dribble it into the floor and try to make up for it single-handedly. Bad pass. Evans gets it. Knew the clock was running down. There's a shot clock violation. It's such a good point you just made. This is the playoffs. You got to let this stuff go.
That's right. Oh, right there. Now you can see why he's upset. See the leading Petrus, that leading right arm catches him right in the number, and that's what he was upset about.
But did you make that point to your Knicks team, your Hawks team in the playoffs?
Of course, come on, you got to do that every night, Mike. But at the playoffs, you even got to do it more because there is going to be more physical contact. The game slows down a little bit depending upon the style of play of the team you're playing.
More half court
contact, of course. And then you have a day in between. The teams are rested, so they're not playing 4 games in 5 nights. So all of these things enter into the energy level of the defense and in the game plan. How good is your game plan? And can you match up with their 3 best scorers when they go first unit and then second unit?
Nice feed from Petrus to Dwight Howard. Spinning Horford. Smith brought the double. They recover to the shooter, Nelson, who comes in and misses. Horford the rebound.
Now, they've done a good job on Jameer. Jameer is struggling here right now.
And they throw it away. He's trying to clear that end. Just the 3rd turnover on Atlanta here tonight.
Mike, during the season, the Hawks were number 1 in fewest turnovers. Only 12 a game. That's one thing they do not do. They don't throw the ball around. They have no player averaging 3 turnovers.
Correct that. That was the 4th one. They had 3 in the last minute and a half. Vince Carter not going yet. Finds Petrus. He was looking for the contact as well. Howard the rebound.
Oh, really active.
Strong through the 2. It's going to go the other way?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That's the 3rd foul on Dwight Howard as he barreled into Josh Smith and knocked him down.
Now, the injustice of the play is that he made a great offensive rebound by coming from the right side. But now just watch as he spins back. So you can't allow that. Now, when he came back, he caught him right with the elbow, right there, right in the face. That's got to be an offensive foul.
Second one offensive, and there was some talking back and forth with Smith and Dwight Howard at the back end of the play. These guys have known each other since before kindergarten, since preschool. And they played on the same AAU team, so these guys have known each other for years. And that was the conversation as you were watching the replay. So the second offensive foul on Howard sends him to the bench for the half with 3. And Joe Johnson sends Atlanta back up by 7.
They're doing a great job in seeing the rotation of the white shirts. And they're picking out the one guy that's open, and then they're shooting a high percentage, which they could not do in Game 1.
You saw in Game 1, they couldn't score 21 in the second and third quarter. They had to combine for it. They're already at that number now and looking to add to it.
So you got to go to the rim now. Challenge everything to the rim. Why? Because Gortat's the only guy out there who can block the shot.
And he's got a couple of fouls already. Short. He was trying to draw the foul. He has the most 4-point plays in NBA history. He was trying for the 3-and-1 there.
How about the number? 9 this year, 28 for his career. Now, what a number that is.
Carter inside finally gets on the board. Vince Carter, his first field goal in 4 attempts.
Now, they've done a terrific job in slowing down Jameer Nelson and Carter.
Nelson had a good early start, a couple of quick baskets, but he's been stuck on 4.6. Horford puts the move on Gortat and scores.
See, he's got a soft touch, Mike. When he shoots that hook, it comes out of there so beautifully with great backspin. So when it hits, it sits.
A dozen here in the second for Al Horford. 14 for the game. What a change by Petrus.
Wow. Now that was an explosion. What a beautiful move.
Rashard Lewis keeps grabbing at his left shoulder. He's been doing it the last 3 trips. Just keep an eye on that. Roll into the basket is Horford. Lewis slides over defensively. Open is Williams.
Got to make those.
Looked like he didn't even want to shoot it.
They're going to trap the pick and roll and bring another guy over. You have 3-on-2 on the other side. That shot will be there all game on that diagonal pass for the Atlanta Hawks.
Let's say this. Atlanta's 1,000% better tonight than they were Game 1. They were unwatchable after the first quarter in Game 1.
There it is.
Another one for Horford.
You can get that shot all night long here because you can count on the rotation of the Orlando players to the paint, Mike. You can get that. We call that the midpoint area.